Security, Edmund Security. I want to show you a little bit about what we do in the closed circuit TV world. And have things changed a bunch in the last couple of years. Video systems used to be somewhat unaffordable in the business and residential market. But today, small businesses, residential cameras are a lot of our business. We're using them to back up the alarm system. It's amazing when you get called on an alarm at your home or business, you're not there, how cool it is to pull your cell phone out and be able to look in and see what's going on and determine how you want to go from there. A lot of times you know what's happening, you know what may be going on. If you could just look and verify, you'd call off the police department and save yourself a dispatch, which can save you some money. We're going to use my phone, get logged in here. There is a display out app out there, and that's what I'm using. I'm connected to my TV, so you're seeing the phone displayed behind me. The alarms we use, digital monitoring products, DMP, has the capability of texting. So not only can we text and turn our alarm systems off and on, but we can also receive text messages of what's happening on our alarm systems. For instance, at my office, everything that happens when the system's turned off, turned on, I get notified who's turning my system off and on as it happens. If I want to look in, I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. Imagine that I'm getting a notification from the alarm system motion detector in my Southwest office. Well, as soon as I receive that notification here, I know that the operators are responding from our central station. I know that they're calling the premise, and then they're calling another number, and then they're calling the police department. So while that's going on, what I'm doing to verify what's happening is I'm going to my phone, I'm going to an app. It's a free app. It's a SuperCam Pro, and that's what this is our entry-level video system. These are analog cameras. This is a 16 camera DVR at the premise, and so I'm going to put SuperCam Pro to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at our library of accounts. So now we're looking in at Edmund Security. As soon as this video loads, you're going to see several dots. The green dots mean that I've got video that's working. The video cameras are on and operational. The yellow dots mean that that's where there is video. That's where there is motion in front of a camera. So any of the cameras that have someone moving in front of them, they show up as a yellow dot. I'm right now going in and saying, hey, I want to see 4 particular cameras on my 4. I'm going to choose 4 cameras that I'm going to see. This is what I usually have. I've been playing with my system here a minute ago, but whenever I get on, my default when my camera first loads is looking at the 4 cameras around the perimeter of the building. As soon as I log on to Edmund Security, I want to see what vehicles are around the building, and then I go inside. So there's a 4 camera view, and I can choose what 4 cameras I'm looking for just by pushing the representative number, pushing OK, and it's going to switch cameras. I can double tap once I'm looking at those cameras. I can double tap whichever camera I want to come up full screen. I can turn my phone sideways. Now I'm looking at a full screen image inside the building. So anyway, the yellow represents where there's motion. I can go through those independently. We've got several cameras that look at the parking lot and the street. There's the back of the office. I'm going to go to camera number 8 and show you how pan tilt zoom works. Camera number 8, Jackie uses this during the day to look down the side of the building. Everyone has their parking spot, so by a quick glance in the camera, she can tell who is and is not there. If at night, I try to park the camera over to where I can get video of an intersection near our shop, and if you look at crime scene and look at One for the Road, you'll see a very interesting crash where I think a young driver kind of got nervous and jumped out in front of somebody and got T-boned one day. But let's look at how pan tilt zoom works by pushing the icon here that looks like a dome. We're bringing up one way to move the cameras around. This is the manual. This is what you would use on your computer at your desk at the facility where you're on the LAN, and that way it's quick response. When we're using the internet connections like I am right now, there's such an internet lag that it would be hard. As you can see, I'm pushing the buttons to turn that camera, but it's hard to move the camera and know where the camera is looking at and know to stop moving the camera because of internet lag. Let's go to our pan tilt zoom. That's camera number 8. You get to it by pushing this icon that looks like a pan tilt zoom dome. And this first menu that you see here, this is the directional travel that you want the camera to go. That's what all these arrows are. By pushing on it, the reason we don't like to use this when you're via the remote internet connection is because of internet lag. You can see how many times I push that arrow. The camera still hasn't moved. It's nearly impossible to do pan tilt zoom. It's very frustrating to do pan tilt zoom with that internet lag using the manual controls. So what we want to do, you can see the internet lag still hasn't moved the camera. There it goes. We have another menu on here that has presets, and by pushing the preset, you can see a little button, little numbers at the end of the screen there, the end of that bar. And by pushing to a preset, in this case number 4, the camera is going to move to another position without me having to mess with it. And you can still see the internet lag is tremendous. So this is everybody at the shop being on the internet. I'm at my house, my daughter downstairs on the internet. There's another view just by going to a preset position. I can look at several points around the building by changing that preset number. So this is the view that Jackie typically has on, and the way we use this at our shop is she can see where everybody's parked in this camera on the side of the building. She knows who's in the office and who isn't. And then there's other parking spaces around different cameras that are all displayed on Jackie's TV monitor. So let's do one other thing here while I've got you online. Let's look at how you pull up recorded images. Let's say that something happened, you know some particulars, a box is missing, a car got banged into, whatever the case may be, somebody was leaving, you needed to know what time they left. So you can pull up recorded. We're going to search using a search tool here. We can pull up the search tool, then I'm going to look at event search. Then I'm going to say, hey, this is what I want to do. It's going to give me a way to look at a time and date. It's going to allow me to choose the cameras that I want to search. Let's say that I want to go ahead and search 16 cameras for today from this morning to current. So here's, without moving anything, that's what I'm looking at. Again, I can pinpoint times and cameras off of that search bar. So right now it's loading 16 cameras, all the events that happened since 12 o'clock this morning. It's about 9 o'clock. Once it loads, it's going to give me the option of choosing motion or manual. What I'm looking for is when there was motion. I don't want to review a bunch of video that's dead video. There's nothing moving in the screen. But I do care about when somebody left the back of the building. This is camera number 1 looking at the trucks in the back of the building. I can scroll through multiple cameras. You can see the channel is the first row. So again, I can scroll through all 16 cameras. Every time there was motion, there's an event on here. So once I see the event that I'm concerned about, approximate time, there's 8:39, and it was a motion activated scene. So let's see what happened at 8:39 that created motion on camera number 1. There it loads, and there's one of the technicians leaving the office, walking to his truck, and he's out of there. So that's how you can use the search tool. If you have your DVR connected to your alarm system, you would have alarm events in the far right-hand column there, and you could go through and click on alarm events, meaning you just wanted to see what happened while the alarm was active. So that's how you use the search tool. There's many more features on here. This thing is very robust. It's amazing what you can do now with this video system wasn't even available a year ago or 2 years ago. And if it had been available, this $500 DVR would have been a $3,000 DVR. In fact, a lot of DVRs are still priced up in those ranges. But the software that's available, imagine this particular DVR, when it became Mac compatible, all I had to do was download a program, go to the customer, plug it in. They had bought a new Mac computer, and so then it was Mac compatible just by changing the software. Didn't have to change anything else. When the new software became available for playback on this phone, which happened, I guess about, 3 months ago, that playback became available. When we knew that, we went to our dealer supplier, we downloaded the program, have it on a little flash drive, went straight to the customer's house, downloaded the software, and now they had the new cell phone compatible software that gave us playback. So as these new features become available, it's typically built into the software and it's just a download. And now you've got the latest and greatest. So this is a little look at what the analog video can do for you on the cell phone. This is our entry level. Our next step up is getting into digital cameras. You're going from a camera in the analog that may start at $150. I like flipping that back and forth in the background there. You may be going from a $150 camera, what we typically install as our very entry level. The cameras we prefer to install are around $300. The low light, kind of the Cadillac in the analog world, is a $340 camera. And when we go beyond that $340 camera, we're going to be into the digital video world, which gives us a tremendous amount of opportunity. So, thanks for sticking with me. That's a brief demo of what our starting point is at Edmunds Security. It greatly enhances video verification for police dispatch and your own peace of mind. So thanks for joining us at edmundssecurity.com. Check out some of the other videos that have to do with digital video,